Okay, the next question. Joshua is reading a 396-page book. Oh, can I go over 7? Definitely. Okay, let's go over 7. So 7 says, when two numbers are added, the result is negative 26. If one number is 11, then what is the other number? So since we don't know this other number, let's call it number A for the number. So 11 plus the number A is negative 26. So if we do something to both sides of the equation, then it is still true. So if we minus 11 here and minus 11 here, that'll tell us A equals to negative 26 minus 11. And since this is, you're allowed to use a calculator, then you know that this is negative 37. Do you understand now? Danny, do you understand how I did this?
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
It was Danny who didn't understand. Which part of this did you not understand? I can still go over it. The first part. So like how I called the number A. Okay, so like I guess how I can explain this is, so the question says 11 plus any number here, like a number here, equals to negative 26. And then this number would have to be 26, like 11, 26 less than 11 to be this number, because 11 plus a number is negative 26. So this number would have to be negative 37. Do you understand that? Okay, that's great. Let's go on to the next one. Joshua is reading a 396-page book. He has read the first third of the book only. How many pages does he have left to read to finish the rest of the book? Mike, do you want to give this a try? You don't know. Does anyone know? Danny, do you know? Okay, here, why don't we go over it together? So there are 396 pages to the book. So if you read 1/3 of the book, we know that this divided by 3 equals to 132 if you use a calculator. And so that means he read 132 pages. So whatever's left is, you can get it by 396 minus 132, which is, if you use a calculator, 264 pages left. Does everyone understand how I got the answer to that? Yeah. Okay, great. So if I were to give you a problem, would you be able to solve it? That's very similar to this. Here, I'll give you guys a problem. Let's say the book was 882 pages long. And then Joshua read 1/4 of the book so far. Here, let's make it a little bit harder. Joshua has read 3/4 of the book so far. So the book is 882 pages long, and Joshua read 3/4 of the book. Then how many pages does he still have to read? I'll give you guys a second to do it. Oh wait, I noticed that's a very bad number. Let's make it 880. You can send the answer to me privately in chat, or you can unmute yourself to say it. I have one answer. Danny, do you have an answer? 220. So right now I have two answers, 660 and 220. Who agrees with 660? Who agrees with 220? So we have one vote for 660. Oh, we have two votes for 660. That's very interesting. Here, let's do this question together. So the book is 880 pages long, and Joshua read 3/4 of this book. So that leaves 220 pages left. Wait, sorry, my bad. That leaves 660 pages left. No, he read 660 pages, which means there are 220 left. So the correct answer was 220. Here, I'll write this out in a fresh page. There are 880 pages, and then Joshua read 3/4 of the book. That means Joshua read 660 pages. And the pages left are 880 minus 660, which is 220. So that means there are 220 pages left. Does everyone know how I got the 220? Yeah, it was the pages you already, it was the number of pages left. Yeah, so Danny, you were right the first time. Okay, here, let's go on to the next question. Or does anyone want me to go over that one last time? Or is everyone okay? All okay? Okay, let's go on to the next one. So in the diagram, what is the value of K? Who have I not picked on? Mike, you haven't contributed in a while. How about you give this one a shot? I can't seem to hear you. Number 9. $270. That is correct. Does everyone else know how he got 270? Okay, let's take a look at this angle. So in the graph here, we have a right angle, and as we know, right angles are 90 degrees. And then if you have like a full circle, that is 360 degrees. So this K is a leftover from the 90. Like a full circle is 360, and then the one taken away is 90. So 360 minus 90 is 270 degrees. Yeah, okay. Stop me at any time. We'll move on to the next one. So the mean, which is average, of the numbers 20, 30, 40 is equal to the mean of which of the following numbers? Sorry, I forgot to pronounce how to pronounce your name again. Is it Angie?
Yes.
Right. Do you want to give this one a try?
Is it question 10?
Yes, question
Okay.
10.
Oh, the screen disappeared.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that.
So like, does the average of the numbers mean like?
20 plus 30 plus 40, everything divided by 3.
Oh, okay. Is the answer D?
D. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Does everyone know how Angie got the answer? Can I go over it? Yes, I can. Okay, so the average of these three numbers, 20, 30, and 40 are, if you use a calculator, 20 plus 30 plus 40 equals to 90. And 90 divided by 3 is 30. So the average is 30. So in the answers, if you try them out or if you eyeball it, then you will know the answer is D, because 23 plus 30 plus 37 divided by 3 is also equal to 30. Let's go over some of the other ones, like E. 25 plus 30 plus 34 divided by 3, I am pretty sure it's 29 and 2/3. And then 22 plus 30 plus 39 divided by 3 is 30 and 1/3. So the only correct answer is D, because none of the other ones work. Okay, let's go to question 11 now. What is the value of root 81? So essentially, what number squared is equal to 81? If you think the questions are a little too hard, you can message me in chat. I have another similar worksheet you can do from the start where there's easy ones. Did everyone learn square roots yet? No answer? Okay. You did, but you didn't do great. Okay. Do you think you can do this question? Oh, no. Okay. Here, we'll take a look at it together. So root 81 would equal to 9, which means 9 times 9 equals to 81. So root 81 equals to 9. 9 would also equals to 3 to the power of 2. So the answer is B. Because 3 to the power of 2 squared equals to 81. Here in chat, I will put a link to the 2018 version of this. And if you think it's too hard, you can start doing question 1 to 10 again. For the ones who think they can continue, we'll move on to the next question. So in the diagram, what is the area of the rectangle PQRS? So PQRS. Who can do this? So Danny, do you think you can do this one? Since you couldn't do the square root one. Are you there, Danny? You don't understand the question. Have you learned have you learned graphing yet? Like X, Y, and then you have a point which is like 2, 5. Have you learned this type of thing yet? The X, Y coordinates. Just type in chat if you have learned this yet or not. Yeah, if you have learned this, then you can figure this out. So like you can see this point here is -4, 2. So the length of this would be 4, and the length of this would be 2, right? You know this, right? So since this point here is 4, 2, then the length of this would be 4, and the length of this would be 2. 4, 2, same thing. This is 4, this is 2, this is 2, this is 4. So if we draw this rectangle out, we can see that the length of this side is 4 plus 4, which is 8. And the length of this side is 2 plus 2, which is 4. And then 4 times 8 is 20. Wait, no. It's 32 more than. Do you understand how I got that? Yeah, okay. Does anyone not understand? Or would like me to go over what this thing is?
Yeah, what is that?
Good question, Danny. This is called the coordinate plane. So let's have a blank one. So this is called the x coordinate. This is called the y coordinate. So the more this way you go, the more positive it gets, or the larger the number is. The more this way you go, the more negative it is. This is kind of like a number line, like 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4. And same thing goes for y. The more up you go, the more positive it gets. The more lower you go, the more negative it gets. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4. So it's like another way of displaying something in 2D. So, and then you can plot.
I learned something like this similar.
Similar? What did you learn?
Like,
This is.
so basically, like say for example, the positive is on the other side to the opposite side is the opposite.
Right. This is like for showing something in 2D. Like for example, you can put like a point here, right? This point would be the x. So you can describe it with two numbers. The x would be 1, 2. So this would be 2. And the y would be 1, 2, 3, -3. And then if you put a point anywhere on this graph, you can describe it with two numbers. This would be -4, 4, for example. And then later on, you can also like show lines and then shapes like this one.
Basically a way to like do the question 12.
Yeah, so this is the basic knowledge. If you haven't already, you'll learn this in school soon enough.
I think I already started doing this.
Nice. It'll start to get a little more complicated. Here, let's go on to the next question. A piano has 52 white keys that occur in a repeating pattern of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The first white key is A. What letter is associated with the 33rd white key? Mike? Do you think you know how to do this one? Hello, Mike. Are you there? I can't seem to hear you for some reason. Ah, I see. Do you think you can do 13? Okay, great. Want to give it a shot? D. Question 13. Let's take a look. I don't think I agree with you. I think it's E. You missed a note, so you understand how to do this? Okay. And for the person whose name is in Chinese, what would you like me to refer to you as? Yeah, you mind changing your name into what you want me to call you and then add your grade behind that? Your grade? That would be good. Okay. Let's take a look at question 14. A circular spinner is divided into 8 equal sections. As shown, An arrow is attached to the center of the spinner. The arrow is spun once. What is the probability that the arrow stops in a section containing a prime number that is odd? Do you guys want me to go over this, or you guys want to give it a try? Oh, we already have an answer. One. What does one mean? A is the answer. Okay, let's take a look together. I agree with Angie a little more on this. So let's see where are all the prime odd numbers. So 2 is a prime number, but it's not odd. 3 is a prime number and it's odd. 4 is not a prime number. 5 is a prime number and it's odd. 6 is not a prime number. 7 is a prime number and it's odd. 8 is not a prime number, and 9 is not a prime number. So here there are 3 prime numbers that's odd, and there are 8 sections the arrow can land on. So the correct answer would be 3/8. So it is indeed C. Stop me if you wish. Let's go on to question 15. Canadian currency has, what about 9? What do you mean, what about 9? Oh, 9. 9 is not a prime number because it's 3 times 3. Which a prime number means it can only be divisible by 1 in itself, but 9 can also be divisible by 3. So question 15 says, Canadian currency has coins with values $2, $1, 25 cents, 10 cents, and 5 cents. Barrie has 12 coins, including at least one of each of these coins. What is the smallest total amount of money Barrie could have? Oh, sorry. So prime numbers mean it can be divisible by only by 1 in itself. And there are numbers called composite numbers, which means it can be divisible by more than just 1 in itself. For example, 16 can be divisible by 1, 2, 4, blah, blah, blah. So it's a composite number. But like 7, on the other hand, can't be divisible by anything other than 1 and itself. Yeah. So first question, 15, let's see. And sorry, I haven't picked on you in a while. Do you think you can try 15?
I'm not quite sure of this question.
Here, let's see. Let's work on this together then.
Sure.
So Barry has 12 coins, and it needs to be at least each of these coins. So Barry must have a $2 coin, a $1 coin. Oh, here, let's redo that. Barry must have a $2 coin, a $1 coin, a 25-cent coin, a 10-cent coin, and a 5-cent coin. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins. So 12 minus 5 is 7. That means Barry has 7 more coins. Since if we want the smallest total amount, that means everything has to be in the lowest possible value. So for the rest of the 7 coins, it's going to be in the 5-cent variety. So we're going to add on 7 of these, which totals out to be 1 plus 2 plus 0.25 plus 0.1 plus 0.05 times 8, 3.75 would be the answer.
Okay, get it.
Does anyone not get it?
I did.
Nice. Okay, let's go on to 16. A positive integer whose digits are the same when read forwards and backwards is called a palindrome. For example, 474 and 222s are palindrome. How many palindromes are there between 100 and 1000? That's an interesting question. Mike, do you think you can try this one? Question 16. C. How did you get your answer for 16? That was very fast. Oh, we have 2 different answers. You thought of multiples and you guessed. I do not know. Okay, let us do it together. Let's see. So for 3-digit numbers, so it's just how many 3-digit numbers are palindromes? 1, 2, 3. That's 3 digits. Oh, it's almost 8:30. Here, we'll finish up with this question and I'll let everyone leave. And no, the answer is not A, unfortunately. So let's see the ones starting with 1. So if it starts with 1, since it's a palindrome, it has to end in 1. And there are you can put any number in here, it doesn't matter, from 0 to 9. That's 10 numbers. So starting with 1, there are 10. Starting with 2, 3 digits, it has to end in 2. In here again, there's going to be from 0 to 9, which is 10. Starting with, whoopsies, starting with 3, 2, 3, there's going to be 10 in here. Starting with 4, there's going to be 10. 5, there's going to be 10. And then if you go on, there's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 numbers that you can start with. Each of them, you can get 10 results. So the answer is 9 times 10, which is B. I think Mike, you said C. I think you got it wrong since you can't start with a 0 and you can't. Well, you can end with a 0, but you just can't start with a 0. It'll be smaller than 100. Danny, you do not understand. Here, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3 digits. So for a palindrome, if you read it this way and this way, it could be the same. For example, 1, 2, 1 is a palindrome, because if you read it this way, it's still 1, 2, 1. So for the one starting like in the hundreds digit is 1. That means in the ones digit, there's also going to be 1. So 1, whatever here, and then 1. And then whatever here, you can put in any number like 1, 2, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 0, 1, they all work. So the ones starting with 1, there's going to be 10 numbers you can put here. So there are 10 variations if you start with 1. Similarly, if you start with 2, you can have 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 0, 2, it doesn't matter. So for the one starting with 2, you can have 10 variations again. Until here, do you understand? Danny?
How do you get the answer then?
How do I get the answer? Well, till this point, do you understand everything? Yes? Okay. So the one starting with 1, there's 10. For the one starting with 2, there's 10. And then you can start with 3, you can start with 4, you can start with 5, you can start with 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? Each of them, you can have 10, you can have 10. You can have 10, you can have 10, 10, 10, and 10. So if you count it up, wait, not 10 here. You can have 10 with 1, you can have 10 with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in total, there's 9 cases you have 10. And then you multiply 9 by 10. Because if you add them up, 10 plus 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 10, that's just 90. Yeah, you just add up all the 10s and then you get the answer of B.
Okay, I know how to get it.
That's great. Here, I'll send the link to this. Whoops, sorry. I'll send the link to these questions in the chat. And then I'll send the link to the next questions in chat. So the first link is for the 2019 one. The second link is for the 2018 one. If you guys have time, please try to go through the 2018, see how far you can go. And for next week, I'll be walking you guys through those ones. Okay, yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me today. Wish you guys have a great weekend. Yeah, stay safe from Corona. Bye, guys.